Missing payouts. Airbnb and VRBO payouts aren't always guaranteed. Airbnb and VRBO have streamlined the process of paying hosts for completed services, formerly referred to as payouts. Most other platforms expect hosts to handle guest payments themselves, a challenging task. However, are Airbnb and VRBO host payouts always guaranteed? The answer is no. If you're not cautious, you could lose a considerable amount of revenue. Our discussion here will primarily focus on Airbnb for conciseness. In this video we cover A. Why missing payouts or past due payouts occur. B. What to watch out for. And C. How to resolve past due payouts. Below we provide a short action list for the host to follow in order to avoid past due payouts. 1. Routinely monitor upcoming payouts and completed payouts. 2. Use alteration request instead of send money. 3. Avoid excessive alterations for the same reservation. Airbnb has a hard limit of 10 times. Extending stay is less of a problem. Shortened a longer stay after it begins can cause confusion in payouts. 4. Watch out for the payouts completed by longer stay guests as they can be more complicated. 5. Regularly check the resolution center, as the guest may file cases against the host. 6. Be aware if there are large refunds obligated due to a cancellation. 7. Contact Airbnb and prevent the upcoming payout list from growing without proper explanations. In this video, we explain why the above actions are needed. We update this video series periodically, so make sure to subscribe to this channel for regular updates. For limited time period, channel subscribers can email us at strtextmaster@gmail.com to request private videos, playlists at no cost, as well as having free website membership at www.strtext.com. Outstanding payouts are not uncommon on Airbnb. In some cases, the payouts will be issued eventually after a prolonged delay and many phone calls. In others, the payouts may be completely lost, which is very unfair to the hosts. We will cover various possible situations. Please stay with us throughout this video. Let's start with the simplest situation. When a guest books your listing and there's a payment issue, the booking status will show awaiting payment in the calendar if the payment is not in good order. In such a case, Airbnb also sends you the following message. If your guest doesn't successfully submit payment or if they cancel the reservation before making the payment, Airbnb isn't liable for issuing your host payout. If you prefer to cancel the reservation, you can do so without penalty at any time before the trip begins. In such a situation, the host should inform the guest that the reservation is awaiting payment and ask the guest to contact Airbnb to resolve the payment issue. The awaiting payment status can remain for 24 hours, and the host really has no way to cancel it. This is very unfair to the hosts. This scenario is just one of the many reasons a host may not receive a payout, if the host allows the guests to check in. Our aim is to ensure hosts are aware of various situations that could lead to missing payouts, what to watch out for, and how to handle these situations. The situation above is the simplest case. As long as you do not allow the guest to check in, you don't have a complicated problem to deal with. Now, if an existing guest extends the stay, then you get the awaiting payment notice after you accept the extension. You also need to contact the guests to rectify the situation or ask the guest to check out according to the original booking. This is more complicated as the extension tends to occur on the checkout date. For an extension, via alteration request, sometimes the payment may appear to go through and the guest stays. Later on, when you check your email, you might find that Airbnb sent you a non-payment notice. In such a case, you need to contact Airbnb so that the burden is on Airbnb to collect the payments from the guests. Such payments will remain on upcoming payouts and will not be released to the host until it is paid by the guest. The host should keep this past due list as short as possible. The past due list can grow quite long due to holidays and become disruptive to your daily operations. The rules for payouts to the hosts for longer stays, reservations of 28 nights or more, is more complicated. The first payment is made 24 hours after the guest checks in, and subsequent payments are made on a monthly basis for the remainder of the reservation. To simplify our discussion, we will assume Airbnb pays the hosts every 30 days. You may often receive non-payment notices in your email related to your longer-term guests. The messages tend to be cryptic and seem like the guest missed the payment for the entire month. In fact, the guest may just miss a one-day payment, say if the guest booked for 31 days. In any case, forward the notice to the guest and ask the guest to resolve the payment issue with Airbnb. So far, it seems Airbnb bears the burden of taking care of guest payment issues. However, this is not always the case. There are at least 3 other situations that can leave the host with a long list of past due payouts, and the host may not get paid. We hope you'll hear us out about the possible causes, as you won't learn this elsewhere. Airbnb representatives may not be able to explain properly why it happens due to their limited authority and understanding. The main reason for the delay is due to Airbnb's rather complicated offset rules for all transactions in the host account. So, if you have any refunds to the guests, Airbnb holds all refunds against your payouts until all liabilities are fulfilled. Unfortunately, this offset algorithm can get lost and paralyzed due to several small refunds. Larger refunds are even more likely to cause payout delays, of course. So, unless it is necessary, the host should avoid using refund to pay the guests and use alteration request instead. You can achieve the refund via alteration request and acutely with some advantages. These complications are often further aggravated by how guests choose to pay Airbnb. Due to privacy reasons, the host has no way of knowing if this is the method they've chosen. If guests use installment payments and makes the first payment successfully, then the listing is booked. But if the guest fails to complete subsequent installments, Airbnb may or may not send you a non-payment notice and advise that you have the option to cease hosting the guest. The situation can be serious, as you may overlook Airbnb email notice amid an influx of similar notifications. If you fail to contact Airbnb for advice, technically speaking, Airbnb isn't obligated to honor the payout. As you can imagine, Airbnb encounters many non-payment cases each day, and it is primarily up to the host to inform Airbnb and stay on top of such matters. The good news is that Airbnb has a significant amount of authority when it comes to guest payment matters. As long as you alert Airbnb promptly, they will likely have appropriate means to assist in collecting the payment. So, in these situations, time is of the essence. Payouts for longer stays can be complicated by Airbnb's payment rules and guest extensions. On the calendar, everything might appear fine with the extension, or you may not see an awaiting payment status as it occurs often. Even if you receive a non-payment notice in your email, it is difficult to discern whether it's a one-day non-payment or a 30-day non-payment, as the details are often not specified. If you don't clarify this with Airbnb and the guest fails to pay the 30-day rent, Airbnb is not liable, as they have already informed you. Again, as you may imagine, Airbnb deals with numerous similar cases each day, making it essential for hosts to manage these situations diligently. Alteration requests can cause many complications with payouts, and as a result, Airbnb limits each reservation to a maximum of 10 alterations. The host should also avoid excessive alterations, as they can confuse the payout system and the host. When it comes to resolution center cases, you will not be paid if you don't actively manage them. Airbnb typically requests more documentation from you, and you must respond within a certain number of days or hours. If you fail to respond to any of them, it's assumed that you're no longer pursuing the case, and Airbnb will close it. Another critical reason to monitor your resolution center is that sometimes guests may file cases against the host. If the host fails to respond, they may become liable by default. In summary, hosts need to 1. Routinely monitor upcoming payouts and completed payouts. 2. Regularly check the resolution center. 3. Use alteration request instead of send money. 4. Be aware if there are large refunds obligated due to a cancellation. 5. Avoid numerous alterations for the same reservation. Airbnb has a hard limit of 10 times. 6. Watch out for the payouts completed by longer stay guests as they can be more complicated. 7. Contact Airbnb and prevent the upcoming payout list from growing without proper explanations. We hope you find this video informative and useful. Please subscribe to this channel for anytime access to this and other videos. As a subscriber, you can request private videos or playlists by emailing us at strtextmaster@gmail.com. That's all for today. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.